The world once saw him as untouchable, a man who shaped dreams, broke hearts, and ruled the stage with a single glance. At 65, his name still echoes. But the spotlight reveals a different story. A face marked by pain, a soul scarred by loss, and a heart fighting to find peace. Behind the fame lies a trail of tragedies, shattered bones, broken bonds, and a desperate chase to hold on to youth. This is the untold story of a man who had it all, only to learn what truly matters when everything falls apart. He was born into a world of contrasts. Elegant London streets on one side, emotional distance on the other. His father, a property man with a love for music, filled their home with ambition. His mother, a former dancer, carried the grace of high society but left him in the care of nannies. As a boy, he felt unseen, a spark of defiance burning inside. He was the kid who'd sneak his dad's car keys at 10, craving the thrill of being someone. School didn't hold him. He clashed with rules, got expelled, and walked away at 16 with no diploma. Just a hunger to prove himself. The early years were rough. He bounced between odd jobs, stacking clothes, fetching coffee, sorting mail at a music company. But in those quiet moments, he studied the industry, memorizing names, absorbing rhythms, dreaming of the day he'd call the shots. His first big move came in his 20s, launching a small record label. It crashed hard, forcing him back to his parents' house, pride bruised. Yet failure lit a fire. He clawed his way up, joining a bigger label, honing a gift for spotting talent others missed. By the 90s, he was no longer the mailroom kid. He was the man behind global stars, shaping the music world with a ruthless eye. Success came fast, but it carried a shadow. The more he arose, the lonelier he felt. Friends faded. Relationships crumbled. He filled his life with work, endless auditions, late-night recordings, deals sealed in boardrooms. The world saw a sharp-tongued judge on TV, tearing into hopefuls with brutal honesty. "I just speak the truth," he'd say, shrugging off the hate. Shows he created turned nobodies into legends, and his name became synonymous with power. But behind the cameras, he was a man running from himself, chasing perfection to drown out the silence in his soul. Then came the first crack in his world. In his 40s, he was at a music conference, mid-sentence with a producer, when his phone rang. His mother's voice trembled on the line. "Your father's gone." A heart attack had stolen the man who'd been his rock, his guide. The hotel room spun. He dropped the phone, words failing him. "I didn't get to say goodbye," he whispered later, tears staining his face. At the funeral, he stood rigid, holding himself together for his family. But inside, he was breaking. He buried himself in work, signing contracts at 3 a.m., headphones on, shutting out the grief. Friends noticed his eyes grow distant, his laughter hollow. He'd drive past his parents' old house at night, staring into dark windows, searching for a shadow that wasn't there. If this story resonates with you, please share it to spread a message of hope through pain. Let's keep going, there's more to uncover. The years rolled on, and his empire grew. He launched global TV hits, turning dreams into reality for countless artists. His fortune, soared, mansions, supercars, a private jet, but the higher he climbed, the deeper the void grew. In his 50s, another blow struck. His mother, the woman who'd taught him to believe in others, lost her battle with cancer. He was on a TV set, lights blazing, crowd cheering. When his brother called, "She's gone," the voice said. The world went silent. He walked off set, ignoring the crew's questions, and locked himself in his mansion. Old photos stared back his parents, a younger him, smiling. The house felt like a grave. Depression sank in, heavy and relentless. He stopped eating, slept fitfully, and pushed away friends. "I just want peace," he told one who tried to help. The darkness deepened in 2020. He'd found small joys with his young son, a flicker of light in his life. But one sunny afternoon, testing a new electric bike in his backyard, everything changed. A crash, a sickening thud, and pain so sharp he couldn't breathe. At the hospital, doctors delivered the news. A broken spine, inches from paralysis. Surgery, followed metal rods, long nights, and a question that haunted him. Why me? The recovery was grueling. Depression returned, heavier than ever. He lay awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling his life unravel. "Nothing matters anymore," he told a friend, his voice empty. But then, a small voice broke through. His son ran to his bedside, eyes wide with hope. "Daddy, can we ride bikes again when you're better?" Those words hit like a lifeline. Tears fell as he realized he still had a reason to fight. He started physiotherapy, slow and painful, each step a rebellion against despair. His son's laughter became his anchor, pulling him back from the edge. Yet the scars weren't just physical. In his quest to defy time, he turned to cosmetic procedures, Botox, fillers, anything to erase the marks of pain and age. He'd stare in the mirror, chasing a version of himself he could no longer find. One morning, he froze. The face looking back was stiff, unfamiliar, a stranger's mask. His son's innocent question cut deeper. "Why don't you look like Daddy anymore?" The words shattered him. He stopped the treatments, choosing instead to rebuild from within. Healthier food, quiet walks, time with his son. True beauty, he learned, wasn't in the mirror but in the moments that made his heart feel alive. If this story moves you, share it to remind others that even in our darkest moments, there's a way back to light. His love life, too, was a storm. In his youth, he fell for a singer. Their on again, off again, romance a dance of passion and distance. It faded when his son was born, closing that chapter forever. Later, he dated models, actresses, even got engaged once. But nothing lasted. "I'm married to my work," he'd say, half joking. Then came the scandal that shook his world. He fell for a woman, married to his friend. When she became pregnant with his child, the news exploded. Headlines screamed betrayal. Friends turned away. He stayed quiet, admitting only, love doesn't always choose the right moment. The birth of his son changed everything. Holding that tiny hand, he felt purpose for the first time. "He saved me," he said later, voice soft. The relationship endured, and years later, he proposed under a Barbados sunset, promising to stand by her through every storm. Another loss hit hard. A young singer he'd mentored, a boy with a trembling voice and bright eyes, gone too soon in a tragic accident. The guilt gnawed at him. Could he have done more? The pain reopened old wounds, but it also pushed him to cherish what remained. He slowed down, trading late nights for mornings with his family, learning that peace mattered more than ratings. Today, at 65, he's no longer the untouchable icon. The man who once ruled TV with a sharp tongue now speaks with quiet compassion. His body bears the weight of his injuries, daily Pilates to ease his spine, glasses to aid his fading sight. Insomnia lingers, but his son's laughter keeps him grounded. His empire still thrives, but the mansions and cars feel empty. He's written his wealth into trusts for children's causes, not his son, wanting to leave a legacy of meaning, not money. His story asks us, what's the cost of chasing fame? The lights fade, but the scars remain. At 65, he's found a fragile peace, built on love, family, and the courage to keep going. If his journey touches you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And please, like and subscribe to join us in exploring stories of resilience and redemption.